My content is intended to be used and must be used for educational purposes only. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research any information you find from my videos that you wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. Okay, we got April 7th. We got the week of April 8th coming up. April 8th trading week. We got the current trades that I am in. I'm going to be recapping those and talking a little technical analysis about those. And then we're going to be looking at the trades that I'm going to be watching for the coming week. So reviewing current trades and then looking at prospective trades coming up is the agenda for today's video. If you could leave a like, comment, or a subscribe, that does mean the world to me. And let's get right into it. So MCHP we did like last week. I wanted to see a bullish continuation on MCHP last week. I did like the high volume weekly candles coming in here. I like the the EMAs could be a little more coiled on the volume profile. We could be a little farther down in support. So, and especially with this week coming in, this past week, I do think this is looking a little more bearish, and I think this needs to come back at least a weekly failure down to probably 84 your volume profile support. And then we did lose weekly structure on the weekly, or bullish structure on the weekly, excuse me. So we needed price to hold this previous higher high right here, and it ended up closing lower. So since we lost this previous higher high, actually no, we did need to hold this higher low, excuse me, to retain bullish structure. We could have double bottomed, could have done something like this. Here's your little flag break here, double bottom, and then continue higher. That's your bullish continuation, but we did not. We broke down. And then we did have considerable volume on the breakdown. I know we did have a decent lower wick right there, but I think I'm going to go ahead and close MCHP. I had a little debate over the weekend. I was going back and forth, either holding unrealized losses with longer dated contract expirations, where I do think my longer term bullish thesis will be right. Had a little debate either closing unrealized losses for like a small, decent sized loss, or holding on to them and then seeing that options position recover over time, as I do have a good amount of time till expiration, and then I do have a good amount of price action to play out. So I think what won in my mind this weekend was closing the trades when they do have that small or medium sized loss, just because the idea that they could recover is you're not even considering about like half or 75% of those times when they don't recover. So I think I'm going to wait for, I think closing would always be the good or the best idea there. So that is my plan on MCHP. I'm planning to close out this position coming up here because it did lose bullish structure on the weekly, and I just don't think it's ready yet. I think I'd like the EMAs to coil a little bit more and come down to volume profile support down there. So I don't think it's ready in the weekly, although the daily does look fine. I mean, we did have this high volume rejection here on Wednesday, so that's probably the most bearish thing right there. So that's the plan on MCHP. Let's go talk about Blackstone. Blackstone, same kind of thing, except it hasn't broken structure, and we do still have volume profile support. The EMAs are kind of extended here. We did have a high volume rejection last week, so not loving this position, although structure is still there. We do even have structure on the daily as well, so I'm looking for maybe a rejection of 128 to get out of this position here. So until this bullish structure is broken, I mean, we do even have like a nice little double top here. So certainly a overall bearish structure, but this thing does look very bullish on the weekly. It's just I think the weekly EMAs are kind of extended for any real large push here. So don't love Blackstone, just kind of looking for an out right now. So yeah, that's the plan. I mean, I guess I'll respect the structure being bullish still on the weekly right here, and then on the daily as well. So once it shows me its cards, maybe I'll be proved wrong. Maybe on the daily it'll go, and then maybe I'll take some quick profits. Maybe we go back up and touch 131 again, and then I'd be happy to get out. But kind of the plan on Blackstone, looking for like a little pop for an exit. So FCX, I did take off one contract on this position. at the Friday close. I mean, this is a very high volume rejection here. Now, that doesn't certainly mean we're going to completely reverse in price. I mean, that doesn't mean that at all. But I do think I'm going to be starting to look for some kind of bearish chart pattern starting to play out, whether that's some kind of rising wedge. Maybe we could have a little rising wedge up to here and then completely break down, and that'd be a reversal. But or we could maybe do some kind of double top down here or something. I don't know, but looking for some kind of bearish position to start looking to close this position out. But this thing is really strong overall, so I mean, this thing looks awesome. So that's the plan on FCX. This has been a really nice winner so far. Eli Lilly, nothing. PCG, we're just looking for bullish continuation. I mean, this thing, this is one of my favorite charts heading into the week. I mean, this thing looks awesome. You got your EMAs coiled. You got your EMAs coiled. You got your nice flag break right there on Friday, and then even better, it's on high volume. So I mean, that's A plus right here. A plus high volume, A plus flag break, and then good price action right there. So PCG is one that I'm very excited heading into this week, but we're going to be monitoring this long, so that's why I like that. Same thing on the weekly. I think on the weekly this could be a little bit more of a longer term play as well. I think the weekly EMAs are coiling. Let's go look at the volume profile on the weekly. So we're coming into an interest of heavy volume. So I think 17 is going to be some kind of a battle between 17 and 1650 before this ends up breaking to the upside. So, but I do really like how this looks on the daily. So this thing looks awesome. Yeah, I think that's going to be the big area on the weekly as well. Yeah, right there. So 1730. That's going to be our big resistance right here. We could probably pop 17, head up to 1730 here soon. So big spot here for PCG, but I think this looks awesome on the daily, so I'm excited. Yeah, right there. That's gonna be a big spot. 1737 is the day. They're the dollar sign, the level to watch this week. FSLR, not really interested. I think I'm a buyer at 160. Other than that, I mean, I think this is going to be awesome when these EMAs coil, come back, volume profile support at 160. That's going to look awesome. IYR, same thing, same logic as MCHP. I think I'd rather take the medium-sized loss now, and then just because when I do catch these weekly trends, when these, I do catch like a MRK or something, for example, those winners are like 5x or 6x of the losers. So I think keeping losses small, I liked IYR last week. I liked IYR last week right here, where we had that bullish continuation off that volume profile. You got your EMAs coiled, but then we ended up rejecting it. This week, and then on high volume too. So this thing, I do really like it long, but I mean, this could easily continue lower until 84, and then at that point my position is completely dead, but my long-term thesis is still there. So maybe just closing out, accepting the small medium-sized loss, and then just looking to get back in whenever I can, or whenever my heuristics or trade rules align. So that's the plan on IYR. Probably going to be closing out IYR, looking to close out Blackstone whenever that fails, or maybe even a pop. IYR closing out. TAN, I'm probably going to close out as well. I don't know. It's kind of still in this wedge. And I do want exposure in FSLR over TAN. So, I mean, TAN's kind of we have till June as well. So, I don't know. I got to think about TAN. I'm going to keep a little bit of a TAN exposure. I think I'm in leaps or June contracts in this one. I'm not sure, but I'd have to double check because I think, yeah, I'm going to think about that. But AMT, same thing as IYR, rejected last week. And then I obviously still really like this. I just need to wait for this to, prove confirmation again instead of holding on. AEP, I think this looks awesome. One of my other favorite setups this week. AEP on the weekly looks awesome. We have our high volume weekly buying coming in right here, and then we low volume pullback back to previous support, and then on the daily we came back down to this demand over here, and then are flagging right now over the EMAs and are coiling, and the VPA looks awesome right here. Here's your little flag, and then here's your VPA if we zoom in. You two have two high volume buying days, your very low volume pullback right here. So here's your pullback. You can follow that flag. Here's your pullback. And then here's buyer stepping in on this hammer candle. with high volume buying right here. So that thing looks awesome. I really like AEP. AEP on the monthly looks awesome as well. I mean, this thing, this could be a nice longer term trade right here. On the monthly, we have very high volume monthly coming in, and then on the 3 month as well, we have rising volume on the 3 months. So this could be a very nice trade here coming up. I'm really excited for AEP. Duke Energy, also very excited for coming up this week. Same thing as, I think Duke, AEP, and PCG are my favorite ones coming up. Both energy, so energy is looking really good. So yeah, I really like how that looks. So same thing, nice flag, your low volume pullback. I mean, they have very high volume day right here, but very large bottom wick. Here's your high volume buying volume cools off, very low volume sell day. Here's your fake breakout trap early longs, come back down. Here's your liquidate those longs with stops down here, and then here's your high volume buying coming in as we were about to break this nice little wedge over previous demand right here, or previous resistance. So I mean, that's a very sexy setup right there in my opinion. So nice job, Duke Energy, very excited. ADI, I think I'm going to end up holding ADI. Now we did reject, but we do still have bullish structure, and the EMAs are a little more coiled than what you're going to see in AMT and whatnot. So front running the breakout a little bit here, but I think our structure is bullish. I want to see how it reacts to 195 on Monday, especially if we can climb over 195 where we had, here's your previous support. We could certainly reject 195 and, continue to fail lower, but I would like to see it get above 195, maybe reject maybe even reject 200 again, tap 185 and go. That's what I'd like to see on the breakout here. But I do really like how ADI looks. I mean, this thing is very very tight on the weekly price action, and I don't know, I think very interesting. I'm gonna be waiting to see. I'm not going to close out ADI because I don't think the thesis is invalid. I think my short-term thesis on AMT, IYR, even XBI, from some of the early videos, I think right here, they're invalid for now. So keeping ADI, PM, not going to talk about. The three that I'm going to talk about for this coming week that I'm looking into is CCJ, 3M, and UPS. So CCJ, we've been having some insane daily volume coming in. I just want to get a part of this action. So we had a fairly high volume rejection here, right here on Thursday, April 4th. So I think this is likely going to flag. I think this is likely going to flag something like this down to something like that, down to, let's see, any volume profile, maybe even down to 46 if we can get there. I'm not sure. I guess it could even hold 48. It could even hold 48 if this starts looking like it's going to hold 48. I'd be interested, but this thing looks awesome. So very excited to see. I mean 46 is probably your next. Well, yeah, this could even use 48. I could see 48. If this holds 48, I think looks really good. Okay, so we're looking for CCJ off of 48 this week. Let's delete this. Delete this. Delete this. Delete this. So CCJ off 48 this week. I like that. Yeah, had some considerable sell volume right here. Here's your buying volume. Here's your sell volume. So, and then even more considerable sell volume right here. So. I think this definitely needs to consolidate a little bit before this does end up continuing higher. I'd even like to see a dig to 46. I just don't think we'll get there. 3M, what am I seeing? Kind of the same thing on 3M. Very high volume buying right here. We're looking for some long continuation. So not the 4 hour. Whoa, very interesting 4 hour. What the hell happened right there? What even is that? It doesn't even show on the chart, does it? I don't think so. Anyway. Well, our volume profile support is evident here on the 90 level. So that's good. But we have our very high volume buying coming in on Monday the 1st. And then we've been kind of flagging within them. So I'd like to see how 3M handles this low right here that we had. This low at 92.93 before taking this long. So we rejected 92.93. So I'd like to see how, I don't even know what this is, but that's ridiculous. I wonder if that was earnings or something, but very interesting, very interesting. So let's actually go turn that on. Events, earnings. No, that wasn't earnings. That's so weird. Maybe like a phantom post market. Like what? It got all the way to 105. 105. Jeez. All right, well, that's 3M. Looking for long continuation. I think it's going to consolidate a little bit. I think this is now in a bearish structure, so it needs to make a bullish structure for me to take this long. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for on 3M, long continuation. UPS, I'm looking for short continuation. You got your double top right here, double top through here, rejected the piss out of that. And then here is your nice bear flagging right up back to like the neckline area right here. Right here's your neckline. So very, very, very interested in seeing this short. I mean, here's your extremely high short or your sell volume, and then a very low volume, declining volume as price rises. So yeah, this thing looks short, and I will be taking this short. This thing looks awesome. So probably a 4-hour close below 148 will do it here. I think 4-hour close below 148, and especially on the weekly, this thing is looking bullish or bearish. I think you see a 4-hour close below 148, and this thing sees like 136, maybe even 132 pretty quickly here. Yeah, this thing looks no bueno. No bueno. This thing looks very short. So that's what I'm looking for. That's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Very appreciative as always. CCJ, 3M, and UPS are the three that I'm kind of watching for my daily swing trades this week. We still like ADI for a longer one. AEP, Duke, and PCG look really good. But yeah, that's what I'm watching for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in a later video.